You guys will remember in the last episode when I introduced you to our new dinghy that's been sitting waiting for us in Panama. Well, that derived a response from Juan Ho, the manager of Shelter Bay Marina, where we've spent a considerable amount of time last year and who is also looking after the dinghy for us. He wanted to send an update, so Juan Ho, over to you.
Hey, sophisticated lady crew, how you doing? Juan Ho from Shelter Bay Marina at Panama over here. I just saw on a video on the web on Facebook that you guys were receiving packages over there. So I just needed to remind you that we still have packages for you over here. We still have your tender in the box. So I'm just working on seeing if I can unscrew some of the screws and then just give you a quick peek of what's inside the box. So here in Panama, we still have the 14-day quarantine for arriving vessels from the water. Once the 14-day quarantine is done, you can access the country. We'll help you to get your permit going at Shelter Bay Marina. Canal is open for business, so you can come over as well and cross the canal, head over to the Pacific. But what are we here for? The box. I'm going to just open it, take a quick look, and I'll send you another video of what we have inside, so you can just make your way to Panama, get the tender in the water, and just do a quick trip around the bay and do some provisioning for the vessels out there. Rick, take care. Send you some video later. Hasta luego. So yes, Rick, we're back, and we got it. After removing all the screws and a couple of nails, we have access to your tender, to your high-field tender. So to the people from Highfield, thanks for sending it. And here it goes. Looks like it's gonna be a beauty once we take it out and fill it up. For that, we're gonna wait for Rick, and we'll get back to you on that process on the next chapter of his videos. So Rick, make your way to Panama. Let's get this tender on the water, and let's take it out for a spin. I don't know, something like this. Spin it off, spin it off, spin it off. Okay? Take care, Rick. Stay safe and leave no cruiser behind. Shelter Bay, backing you guys up. Take care.
Dinghy full of water?
No, it's almost empty now. No, a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, the pane è solo coverado con l'acqua.
Okay. Good. Yep, good to get it drained.
Start to go out the sun.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Still got some. That's good.
Yeah.
But you can see the sun is starting to shift a little more southerly again. So I think it's time to put the boom over on the port side of the boat. So our wind is going to be a little bit northeast as well. Yeah, right now we're getting a lot of shade from the boom. So I think I'll do that quick. Good morning. And as you can see, we are being blessed or teased with a little bit of sunshine today. But as you can also see, there are dark clouds still on the horizon. Now we are supposed to have a little bit of clear weather this morning, and then it's supposed to get crappy again for like 5 days. That's as far as they forecast anyway. But that is going to mean that we are going to have no sun again, so no power, and a lot of wind. They're forecasting a lot of wind, like 25 to 30 knots for many, many days in a row, consecutive. So today we're going to put a little focus on the wind generator. Currently, I don't have a method of measuring the wind generator output, how it contributes to our daily totals in overall power generation. So what we're going to do is I've got one device in our latest shipment here that is from Victron, and it's one of their smart solar controllers, but this controller can be used on any kind of charging source. So I'm going to show you just how simple it is to hook this in line with the wind generator, and then it will be added to our daily totals. We'll be able to track the exact output of the wind generator at any given time, and also its contribution to our production over time. So that's going to be a great thing to know. So that's today. Yes. But being it is the start of the weekend, we are going to start our day with a little coffee and Baileys in the hammock chairs. Oh, and look at Maddie's new cup. Not to be outdone by the captain, she had to get her own, so that was part of our new shipment.
Mommy.
More big, yeah. Hers is more big than the captain, so she's pretty excited. But it's a cool cup too. So we're just going to enjoy a few minutes here and then we'll get back to work. So we'll be with you shortly.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Wow, delicious.
Ooh, very yummy.
Yeah. Anche outside to dry. Okay? And anche outside to dry. Now guys, our eggplant lose all the water, is sweet, and we dry.
As you can see, Maddy and Deanna are getting to work making some recipes. I think right now they are working on eggplant parmigiana. It's always a favorite. It's a veggie parmigiana, but it's so delicious. We eat it for days after as we make. She likes to make a great big batch of it. Keep it in the fridge for leftovers, and I love leftovers. Yeah, it's always actually better the second day, but look. Hey, gotcha.
Yeah, now we dry the eggplant, and after use the flour, we fried a little bit, only 2 minutes, and we put in a oven in a pan with the tomato and a lot of basil and Parmesan cheese.
Meantime, let's have a look at what I've got going on here. So you can see we got our previous installation right here, and there's 8 of those batteries all along the back of the sofa, and we got the new 4 Battleborn batteries right here, and these are the new configuration that they've got that is the same size and height dimensions and everything as the golf cart batteries that we used to have. So they're a little taller and less of a footprint, and you can see they fit in here just nicely. So once I get them all bracketed in and everything, we'll do all the wiring, bracket them in, and then we got this space over here to put these new charge controllers. So that's what these are. And they're going to get at least 2 of them, maybe 3 of them mounted right there on that wall. We'll replace the inverter with the 24 volt version, and then we have to go and put the 24 volt alternator on the engine as part of our upgrade for there. So you can see here I've already dug out the power wires for the wind generator, and they are, the red is the positive here and the yellow is the negative. The yellow goes over to our negative shunt here for the BMV 712. That's the Victron power management system that tells us how much current going in and out for everything overall. And the red just comes over here and goes directly to a fuse just prior to going into the positive bus for the charging line to the batteries. So all I've got to do basically to install this thing is disconnect these 2 wires from these ends, so the red from here and the yellow from here. So 2 wires are for the wind generator input, or normally would be for the solar panels that you're hooking up, and the other 2 wires go to the battery bank. So that's it. We hook up these 2 wires on the inputs, and the outputs I just hook up an external wire about 18 inches long on each side and run that back to where they're hooked up into the system. And that's all, and it's done. So I'm gonna take these batteries out of here now, make some room for me to work, get these devices mounted over there, see how they're going to configure, and then we'll come back and hook it all up and see how we make it.
Valentina speaks with his mother in Lithuania.
In Germany.
In Germany. Oh, look how many flowers, beautiful garden.
Roses, like this, big roses.
Wow. And Diana too. And a very nice moment in the middle of the store.
yeah. You could say we've had some rain. I think we're all getting a little tired of it. But I can only imagine that's a lot of rain. Luca, our new neighbor. Hey man, you good?
Yeah.
A little bit scared.
Little bit. Oh yeah, the
Big,
little bit of lightning, huh? Yeah, that was a doozy. That was we could do without that. Wow, look at all these birds up there now. All just gliding. Still thermals coming up, huh? Wow.
mission. Start our mission.
On to next mission. Yeah, we need a backup power supply because our engine's giving us some trouble with the alternators. So luckily, we have friends like Diana who know the owners of special places, we'll say. We think they have something might help us, so we're going to check it out.
Diana tell it's better to have a friend than money sometimes.
Now that is a lot of water. Huh?
You need some more?
Well, we're going to need the power cable off the air conditioner.
Oh, yeah.
So these are the generators. But this is the guy that looks like he's going to do the best job for us. So I think that should be just enough to run our power supply, like the battery charger with the new Victron inverter. So it's going to take about 1600 watts to run the battery charger at full output. And this is a 2100 watt starting power, 1700 watt continuous. So it's right on that fringe, but it's just enough so that when we need backup power for charging, I think it's going to do the job. And it's small enough we can put it in one of our storage lockers, hopefully with my tool packages and stuff like that. That's where we're going to put it, see how it does.
New tools. Pam 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 pam.
Valentina have a lot of humor today. He's happy.
Hey, happy every time, but not showing.
What do you do, Captain?
I'm cutting holes in myself. As usual. Just trying to make a new hookup cord for the generator because it doesn't fit with our standard plug on the boat. So I got to kind of adapt. I just finished making this new wire here. It's all sealed up, ready to go. It's only good for 15 amps. The wire is good for about 30, but it's the only connector we can get on this island, so we're happy to have it. And now I'm just about to splice this end over here because, well, this is the new generator, but as fate would have it, you can never just come and plug it in and, oh, we have power. No, never happens. Because yeah, we went to the back of the boat because it needs to plug into the receptacle, the charge receptacle at the back of the boat that's dock power. And when I went and opened it up and tried to push the connector in, that's what I found. And that's not good. But that is obviously a lot of heat over time, and of course it's because we've been using the air conditioner when we were at the dock. So this melted down after the last 2 weeks when we were in the marina in Panama and kept running the air conditioner. So the air conditioner overheated the module, melted it all the way through. You can just see, I mean, it's totally destroyed, so there's nothing I can do to salvage that.
No.
So basically I just cutting it out, and I pulled the wire through over here. So the wire, you can see back here, this is where the connector was. It's mounted in here, and it's meant to keep the wires waterproof. These wires, when you plug them in from shore power into the boat. And of course it's been waterproof, but it overheated and that melted it off. So I pulled this off and disconnected the wire inside, and this is the wire that came through the hole there. So I'm just going to clean this up a bit, chop it down, make sure the wire is good. So far it looks okay, but then this wire is just going to get spliced for now to this wire, because I have 0 chance in hell of finding one of these on this island. But we need to plug the generator into this outlet or receptacle back here. So basically just take this off, cut the wires, splice them together with some good butt connectors, water seal the whole thing, put some waterproof heat shrink over top of it, and then I'll just run this outside of the locker and straight into the generator, and with any luck, it'll work. I don't know. That's the theory.
Yeah. Hopefully.
So like they say on a boat, you can never start one project without having it lead to many, many more. Because along the way, you either got to stop and fix your tools or fix some other part of the boat first before you can fix the other thing you started to fix in the first place. So better get used to that. Being frustrated.
They're only very happy when it rains. You have a storm. He's a little Tiki. Hey Tiki. Say hello. Say hello to the guys. Hello. Hello to my little friend.
The wire inside is nice and shiny at least.
It's very nice. Yes.
Yeah,
They are very nice condition.
Good quality wire they used here, so that's good. Because this wire is certainly as old as the boat, so that's 25 years.
Wow.
And it's in perfect condition, so that's good.
Good quality. You remember the guys? Last day, I arrived with the shipment. This is very good for me. The creme brulee, banana flambé, and the same for making letter for John.
What's in Maddy's galley today?
Mexican chili.
Yum. That's always yummy. And the other one is your tomato sauce for the Parmigiana.
Where is the spoon? Yeah, I show you.
That looks very nice. So the Parmigiana is not for tonight, that's the chili?
The chili for tonight, the Parmigiana for tomorrow.
Okay, so you make up the Parmigiana and let it sit overnight.
Yeah. Because
And we're going to be eating good.
It's better the next day.
For days. And she's recording the recipes, so I think you guys are going to like that because she's starting to work on her video recipe book. So
Oh, I
that'll be
try
cool.
to learn to make a video like the capital, but it's very hard.
Her and Deanna are practicing with the GoPros, so that's their experiment today. We'll see how they do. Okay. Alright, that's it. Just tightening up the wiring, and she's hooked up. You can see what I've got done here. We've got our 70 amp solar controller right there. This is our new 50 amp solar controller that's going to be put in service when we do our conversion to 24 volts, because we're going to use the 100 amp controller as something completely different. I'll tell you about that later. But we're going to switch to these two for the solar panels. This is now the wind generator, the 30 amp system. And luckily the yellow line, the ground, was long enough to come down. I just cut that, spliced it onto the input for the controller and the output back up to the shunt. So that was perfect. The positive was long enough to come down, go directly into the controller, and then I just ran a new 6-gauge positive all the way back down to the fuse over here. So that's all hooked up and running. Everything is good to go. So we are in good shape here. And that still leaves us 2 more solar controllers, and one is for future expansion of the solar array itself, and this one is the one for the dinghy, the 30 amp. So that's the one that's going to control with the 2 little panels that we're going to put up on the roof of the Bimini. So that's going to be cool. But right now we need to check and see what it's doing. So we're going to fire up the app, which I just...
Nice beat in your screen.
Okay, so we're going to fire up Victron Connect, and now you'll see we have 5 in the list, including the new D400 wind generator. I've already gone in and renamed it. I wanted to make sure it was working and everything, but it is right there. And now we can click on that, and it will take us in and show us how much power it's generating. So right now it's very low because the wind is down, but it's putting out 20, 30, 30, whatever, which translates to 2 amps, 2.6. And that's what's going into our battery system right now. And you can see it's outputting at a voltage of 15 volts, and the regulator is taking it down to 13.03 to match it to the batteries. Over here we'll be able to track our history, so this is going to show us now exactly how much it puts in on a daily basis. So that's going to be really nice to know, because we can go in and summarize that against all the other panels. You can go into our, this is our rail and Bimini panels, and you can see it's the end of the day now, so they're not putting out any power, but the history right there. We can go into a 30-day history, and it shows us this is for the 70 amp, which of course we just put in brand new 16 days ago, as you can see. So this is the track record of that system from now. And you can see that we have had pretty good amount of sun up until the last 3 days. It just crashed, and that's why we had to go and actually get a little generator as a backup power supply. But then we got some power again today, so that was nice, and that's got us back in shape. So now we can go to our summary. So this is repeating the smart BMV. That's the BMV 712 right there, and it tells us that we're at 74%, what our voltage is. Right now we're drawing 26 amps with everything on the boat that's running, including the fridge, freezer, water maker. Everything is running simultaneously. So we're at 74%, so I'm going to go load up the generator and just run it for maybe a couple hours. It brings up about 10% per hour, so I'm going to let it run for a couple hours, just bring the power back up, replace some of the power that the girls used in cooking, because they made a couple of recipes today, and that used a bit of extra electricity. So we're going to make that back up, and we should be in good shape for the rest of the week, and now we can monitor everything. So very cool. Yeah, I love this app. It gives you more information, and wait till you see, I'm going to show you what Victron Connect allows you to do online, because it's also hooked into our router for the boat network and relays all the information from the boat statistics back to Victron's website, where it's stored on a daily basis. That's very cool, because I can go back and track everything that we have done on the boat and show exactly how much solar we have collected and how much consumption we have used. And you'll see the different states of when we have sunny days versus cloudy days. So I'm going to show you all that in another episode. But for now, that's it. So I'm going to go fire up the generator and call it a day. You can see we've got our homemade cord adapter here, and it's all plugged in, ready to go, and we've tested that. It's working. Everything is good. It hooked up to the boat perfectly. So we're going to switch on. We got to pull the choke and pull.
Wow, so speedy.
And that's it.
Too easy.
Okay. It's running. All right. We'll just leave it there. generators running, and we are getting full 1600 watts right there. So that's perfect. So we're getting 1600 watts, which translates to just over 100 amps at 12 volts DC. And the water maker is running right now, drawing about 20 amps. We've got all our other electrics running, with fridges running and so forth. So I'm still getting a net of 65 amps, which is good. Quite happy with that, but I'm gonna shut the water maker off shortly, and then we'll be getting 85 amps, because without the water maker running, we'll gain that 20 amps. Everything working, and now we can track our wind generator and the whole system operations as well. So very cool. Finished? Just in time for wine and dinner, huh? Oh, I guess we don't get it tonight though.
This Maddy is so delicious.
Oh, it looks good. I guess that's tomorrow night's dinner.
Yeah.
So we gotta wait. Oh.
Wow. Wow.
Tonight we do Mexican.
Oh yeah.
That'll be good.
They're delicious too.
Mm-hmm.
If you love chili pepper, yeah. I use a lot of our chili pepper. Wow, this Maddy is so delicious. I eat now.
And on that note, it's time for me to sign off, because I'm going to have a wine on the bow. We're going to have some dinner shortly and just enjoy the rest of the evening. So have a chill night, everybody. Stay safe out there, and we'll see you next episode.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
You can see we've got our homemade cord adapter here, and it's all plugged in, ready to go, and we've tested that. It's working. Everything is good. It's hooked up to the boat perfectly. So we're going to switch on. We're going to pull the choke and pull.
Wow, this is easy.
And that's it.
Too easy.
Okay. It's running. Alright. We'll just leave it there. I'm going to let that run for probably a couple hours. It actually puts out just enough power. It gives 1600 watts of power to the inverter charger downstairs, the Victron. And that allows the battery charger to run at full output almost. And we leave it out here, and I'm not really fond of the noise, I can tell you that, but hey, we need a backup power supply, so this is it. It does the job. I hate feeling like the bad neighbor, but I already got in touch with Karen on Footloose. She's the only one here, and she was like, no problem, don't worry about it. I can't hear it all in my boat, so luckily for that. Other than that, it's time for vino, guys. I'm out. Take care. Good night. We'll see you next episode.